Hello, and welcome to the first session of the Zacaroni and Cheese staff interviews until we have a better title. We are joined here today with Bob Wightman. And now before we
Bob Wightman!
Yes, Bob Wightman.
Bob Wightman.
Bob, how are you today?
I am as good as I was yesterday and better than I'll be tomorrow.
Good. Now, before we go any further, Bob, I'd like to ask you to just give an introduction of yourself.
Fair enough. I was born on a Saturday morning. It was chilly, but not too chilly, a brisk morning in June. It was the summer of 1989.
So, thank you for that lovely description of thine self, Robert. Bobbert.
Thank you so much.
Rob. Can I call you Bob?
You can call me whatever you want, as long as it's Bob.
As long as it's Bob. Perfect. Well, tell me, how long have you been affiliated with Big Stone Camp for Christ?
I've been affiliated with Big Stone Camp for Christ. I'm going to make a guess here. There's been some debate over the years. Some information has been lost. Some has been gained. Probably at this point, since like 2008, I think, around that. So that's like 12 years.
Very nice. Bob, one could say that you and I are bonded at a soul deep level because we have been going to camp for the same amount of time.
Oh, well, Jason, one can say a lot of things.
That's true. That is true. One can say a lot of things. Like, I'm having a really hard time thinking of a thing
hippopotamus.
to say. Hippopotamus! Or grandeur! Or dirty paper plate!
Yes.
I have no inspiration for that last one in my surroundings. I do. That was a lie.
Oh. I went to camp on the invite of Alyssa Clouch.
Alyssa Clouch.
Also another legendary
presence in Big Stone Camp for Christ.
So, Bob, overall, these 12 years, you must have lots of memories. Can you give us some of the highlights?
Yeah. So Big Stone Camp for Christ is great. It's a great place.
Of course.
Lots of memories. I would say that there's two kinds of memories, I'll say for now. There's memories which are sort of like slow, steady memories that stick with you and may not even be a specific moment, but are just like a constant emotion. For instance, I'll have very, very good memories of camp, like just kind of like on a foundational level. And so the food and the setting, the temperature, the people, they all inspire me with good memories. Specifically, I have good memories of certain moments. So to speak more to that, a lot of pranks are pretty memorable and pretty great. I'm thinking about the time that Peter Geary and crew hoisted a canoe up over the large cottonwood branch, and then I believe, I almost want to say that even like early in the morning hours, like before, far longer than the bell rang, probably far longer than even the girls were getting up to put on their makeup, Profe had already somehow like single-handedly taken the canoe down. So that was an amazing moment. The I don't know who, but some boys took like a large dead carp and threw it into the girls' bathroom. That was an excellent moment.
Who would ever do that?
A lot of these moments are moments that have like inspired new, stricter rules. So it's kind of fun to see the rules. You know, the rule book is evolving as we're going. And you know, I have a lot of good memories as a staff member, but I was never a camper. I had to live vicariously through being a staff member.
Of course.
I have a lot of good memories as a staff member of just being up late after the campers are to bed and playing cards or shooting the breeze. Or when there was like 1 or 2 summers when we were really into Magic the Gathering, and we would play Magic basically to the abandonment of our campers. So that was great. I have a lot of fond memories of that.
Yeah, that ought to happen, you know. Now for everyone's soon-to-be favorite section. It is time for... Name That Thing!
Name that thing. Name that thing. That thingy thing. That thingy thing. Name that thing.
Why is there a square in the corner?
That
Get out of here, Square!
All the other shapes are round except that square.
thingy thing.
It says get out of here,
Oh,
Square.
what is that thing?
Get that square out of here.
Name that thing.
And delete. Thank you.
All right, let's see here. Name that thing! All right. Robert. Bobbert. Bob, you said.
Mm.
Your job is to name that thing. So, first thing to be named. Name that thing.
This is a good one to start with.
Yes.
I really like him. I think he's a cutie. I also think he shows a little bit of fierceness. You know, he's got
Yes.
like a dangerous side to him.
Of course.
I'm gonna name him Jeff.
Jeff.
F.
A fitting name if I've ever seen one, heard one, known
Jeff is
one.
now my best friend.
I thought I was.
Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff's a softie. He's a little sharp around the edges, but deep down he's a softie.
There you go. There you go. Jeff, the plushy dinosaur. The round plushy dinosaur. Next
Bye,
thing to be named. Name that thing.
Oh my.
I think it's obvious to all of us. So I'm not going to insult your intelligence by saying what it is.
Yes.
Rather, I'm gonna give it to why it is.
Why it is getting all meta on us.
If I may, almost 90% of the world's cork supply is grown and harvested in Portugal. Now, the Portuguese climate is ideal for the cork trees, which, if you're unfamiliar, is actually just the bark of the cork tree harvested year after year. No damage to the tree, really. So when you eventually can harvest the cork, which is really a rare commodity, please don't take it for granted. You can fashion it into all sorts of things, including hat boxes. And thus we arrive at this large cork-fashioned hat box named Jill.
Jill. She looks like a Jill. And finally, one more thing to be named, and I'm going to ask you to do one simple thing, Bob. And that is to name that thing. See that thing? You gotta name it.
Goes without saying, it's a torpedo. It's a Fox torpedo.
Fox torpedo.
Yeah, the tail, it spins and it keeps the centrifugal force. The momentum continues. And it's a torpedo. Yeah, it's an implement of war.
Yes. All of the great battles of our time fought with these little suckers.
Yeah. Actually, did you know that they have a specific song they play when firing torpedoes?
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
I don't. Can't believe he just did that to us.
Yeah.
He did it.
The Navy's crazy.
How we invite you onto our show, and this is how you treat us. I can't believe it. Name that thing is over.
Can't believe you, Bob.
I'm just a historian. I'm trying to help.
Name that thing is over.
So, Bob,
Yes.
now that name that thing is over, we still need you to name one more thing. We got a very important thing we need you to name, don't we, Cheese?
Yes. Call it a one bonus section of Name That Thing.
Oh.
Yes.
It's an honor.
So right now, this series of interview sessions is titled Zacaroni and Cheese Until We Have a Better Title. We need you to give this series an actual title. What have you got for us, Bob?
The fate of the world rests upon your shoulders, Bob.
I think Zacaroni and Cheese is good. You don't think that's a good title?
No. It's
like a
going to be
subtitle.
Zacaroni and Cheese. That's where you come in.
Subtitle. Insert subtitle here.
Zacaroni and Cheese. The Mystery of the Haunted Island.
Yes, perfect.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank
The
you,
real-
Bob.
The real mystery. What's the island?
What is the island?
What is the island?
You know, they say no man is an island, but they did not say that about the most iconic comedy duo of initially the summer of 2019, spanning into the summer of 2020, and indefinitely.
Bob.
Sorry,
Well, Bob,
that was your
Very
hype.
nice. I think this is a good place to sign off. Thank you, Bob, for
Yes.
being our
it's
first
so nice to have
honorary
you here
guest.
with us today.
Very happy to have you with us. All the fans are happy to see you, I'm sure.
Yes.
Second, how do you feel being the first featured individual on Zacaroni and Cheese, formerly known as Until We Have a Better Title, now The Mystery of the Haunted Island. First session ever. How do you feel?
Listen, yo.
Name that thing. Name that thing. That thingy thing. That